Let us enter into the Word. One of the things I love to do these days is to spend time with my two beautiful granddaughters. I really enjoy their company. And the thing that I'm learning more and more these days, I know it's very challenging to raise up children. But if I am to be an influence in the life of my granddaughters, what the Lord is telling me, first and foremost, I must be like Christ to them. They must see God's love through me. Only then my teaching or whatever I try to encourage them is going to be effective. My sisters in Christ, we see in today's first reading how when a light struck St. Paul down, and St. Paul in his conversion heard a voice telling him, "Why are you persecuting me?" Here Jesus was revealing himself as the risen Lord present in the body. Yes, the church is the living presence of Christ today. We need Jesus, but Jesus also needs us as a church to be his eyes, his hands, his feet, his mouth, to bring his presence to the world. The gospel today, Jesus tells us that unless we eat of his body and drink of his blood, we will have no life within us. One of the ways we can interpret this verse is that just as when we eat food, it becomes assimilated into our body, and we become, in one sense, what we eat. If we don't eat, people who suffer from anorexia, when they don't eat, they become so thin, so undernourished, because the food we eat has a tremendous effect on our body. So in the same way, when we eat his body and blood and drink his blood, when we literally bring Jesus into our lives, we become another Christ. We are called today, brothers and sisters in Christ, to think like Christ, to love like Christ, and to act like Christ. Yes, for many Catholics especially, this particular verse refers to Holy Communion. That when we receive Holy Communion, we are actually eating the flesh of Jesus and drinking his blood. But we need to understand that when we receive Holy Communion, we are to become another Christ in today's world. For many people in the other denominations, this particular verse would represent symbolically the hunger in man today for Jesus. For them, this word would be an impetus for evangelization. Yes, this verse could also mean how much we need Jesus every day in our life. Yes, not only we receive Jesus sacramentally when we go for Mass, but we are to receive Jesus every day, because if we don't have Jesus in our life every day, we will be spiritually undernourished. And we will not be spiritually alive, and we will not be able to be another Christ in today's world. And so let us today ask ourselves, as we are just after 3 weeks after Easter, the risen Lord is alive today. But is he alive in us? Are we allowing him to work through us, through our thinking, through our speaking, through our acting? Can other people see Jesus in us, especially our family members. God bless.